Why, hello beautiful, Kendall Hailstone here. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is a beautiful spring day, a little light sprinkles outside, but I decided to be outside anyways. And I am super uncomfortable about this video again today. I am, however, learning to become a little bit more comfortable in the discomfort, in being outside of my comfort zone. So I wanted to recognize that to you, just that with practice, with consistency, of getting outside of your comfort zone, it does get easier. Today's video is about when jealousy unexpectedly shows up and what to do when feeling jealous. And I humbly suggest that you allow yourself to feel it. And obviously, jealousy is not a comfortable feeling to embrace. Even now, as I'm talking about it, I'm getting like a sick feeling in my stomach. And so, like I said, it's not a pleasant experience feeling jealousy. So anyways, what inspired this video, obviously, is that I was feeling jealous. So, and I'm sure you have felt jealous too. I feel like that's a very common, very normal feeling for everybody to have, and that you're not bad for feeling it. I'm not bad for feeling it, but we need to, I feel like it's very valuable to know what to do when you are feeling it. And, you know, is that something that serves you or not? You know, I've heard people say that jealousy, a certain amount of jealousy can be healthy. You know, I don't know about that exactly. I'm no expert, but I don't necessarily buy into that. I don't necessarily see how it is serving you to be feeling jealousy, because I don't know. I guess I view it more of a fear response. And, you know, fear can serve us, you know, in survival situations. But outside of that, I don't really see how that can really serve us, because I personally think it's more valuable to be making conscious choices out of love versus unconscious choices out of fear. And so if we can shift our intention to being more conscious in our responses, I feel like, you know, we wouldn't choose to act fearfully. But that's just my opinion. Please leave a comment down below if you disagree with me, if you feel like there is a value to jealousy. I would love to hear it. We can start hopefully a friendly and peaceful dialogue about it. I would love that. Cool. So please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Actually, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. And so why don't we go ahead and hop right into it? Okay, so I'm feeling some discomfort right now in my body, but I'm feeling more comfortable sharing it with you. And so, okay, here we go. I had an experience with my ex-wife recently, and I just want to give you some quick context regarding our relationship to hopefully help you see the whole situation a little bit more clearly. So my ex-wife and I have recently separated, and we are in the process of adapting our relationship to what we feel like is in our highest good. And it was initiated by an intuitive message that I was getting, that I feel like I had gotten multiple times, that I was ignoring because it was scary to face it. I was getting this intuitive message that the nature of our relationship as a marriage, and just, you know, living together and everything, and just how we were doing things wasn't in my highest good. That's not the topic of this video, but I'm, like I said, giving you some context. We still see each other, and we still love each other, and we still act lovingly and kind towards each other. You know, it's not a typical, you know, breakup that you would see in a normal situation where, you know, you just never talk to the person again, you know, if you don't have to. You know, we are choosing to remain in each other's lives and maintain a friendship. We do also, you know, still maintain some physical intimacy, as far as like hugging each other and occasionally kissing each other. So like I said, it's a bit unorthodox, but that's just the way we are choosing to go about it. You know, I don't feel like it's necessarily right or wrong, or the way anyone else does things is right or wrong, but that's just what is working for us so far. And we're not sure exactly where the relationship is going to go, but we're just allowing it to flow freely right now. We no longer are living together, and we do have intentions of getting a divorce officially. So anyways, but she was over recently to use my printer, and which used to be our printer, you know, but she came over to use the printer, and we were just having a very peaceful, pleasant conversation. And in the midst of this conversation, she brought up an experience that she had being physically intimate with a previous lover, somebody that she was with before I even knew her. And so while she was relaying this experience to me, it wasn't in like vivid detail or anything. It was just more like a passing reference, more or less. I started feeling jealousy bubble up inside of me, and I recognized what it was, but I didn't. I basically was trying to not let it show. I was trying to just kind of maintain my normal composure and just flow with the conversation. But I definitely noticed a closing of my heart, which didn't feel pleasant, and I felt emotionally withdrawing from her, which also did not feel pleasant. In my life, it's a priority to be opening my heart more and to be becoming emotionally closer with people. That's one of my deepest desires in my relationships. And so when this was happening, it definitely kind of set off a little flag in my head, like, oh, just kind of recognize this. I didn't really know quite what to do with it then. I did not tell her about it at that point in time. And something that's kind of been on my heart and my mind last couple, just day or so. And so that's why I wanted to share it with you. So, like I said at the very beginning, what I believe is helpful for me is to allow myself to actually lean into that jealousy and feel it. I think that by doing that, I'll be letting the energy behind the jealousy to run its course, and then eventually I'll be able to let it go, which is my ultimate goal. I don't want to be influenced by jealousy. If you've ever experienced jealousy, which I'm sure you have, it's not a great feeling. Like even right now talking about it, it's kind of getting a sick feeling in my stomach. Maybe you've experienced something similar. Leave a comment down below of how you physically experience a jealousy. If it's different for you, I'd love to hear about it. But for me, it's like in my stomach. I mentioned earlier that I feel that jealousy is a fear response. And I think there is some type of fear of losing this person, or I don't know what it is. I've noticed, I've observed, and I've also noticed in myself experientially, that when physical intimacy is involved, that's where a great deal of jealousy occurs. And I know that, from myself anyways, that physical intimacy can be a spiritual experience, and I find that when we maybe sense, or when we get the impression, or when we have a fear that our partner or our lover is going to be physically intimate with somebody else, we have this fear of maybe losing that connection or losing them, which is painful, which I think somehow that ties into jealousy, and I'm not sure exactly how it all correlates, but if you have any insight, please leave a comment and let me know what you think. The tie between fear of loss and jealousy and how that ties together, and I would love to hear your thoughts on it. But for my ex-wife, I want her to be free. I want her to be living her life that is aligned in her highest good. And obviously I don't want to be influencing her with my jealousy. That was why I feel like at the time that I chose not to say anything about it. But I think actually, if I'm really being honest, I feel like I was just uncomfortable with the feeling myself, and I was uncomfortable about being vulnerable to her, and that's why I kept it to myself, honestly. But ultimately, I really don't want to control her. I want her to be free. I want to be free, and I just find that jealousy is just so pervasive in our culture, especially in our intimate relationships, and I don't necessarily have a solution to that besides besides confronting it. It comes up, and I believe feelings come up for a reason. I feel like they're coming up for a reason for us to process them, to shed light on them, to love them, to show ourselves love and compassion. And I don't know what that means on a person by person basis, but I know that for myself, that when I'm feeling that, I want to, and I'm practicing that right now, of just feeling this jealousy of her being with an ex-lover, someone that in the past, of experiencing the jealousy of her being with that person, and then allowing myself just to lean into that instead of shoving it down, because it is an uncomfortable feeling. And I feel like for myself anyways, all too often, or what my habit has been, that I'm currently changing in the process of adopting new ways of doing things regarding my feelings, because I myself am a deep feeler, is that I have tended to push down those really uncomfortable feelings just because they are painful, and I don't have, for some reason, I just had some judgment against them. You know, I don't have it all figured out right now. I'll just tell you that right up front. I don't have it all figured out. So, but anyways, that is basically what this video is about allowing yourself to feel your feelings, looking at jealousy, seeing if it serves you, and really just leaning into it, and maybe having a conversation with your lover or your partner or whoever about it. And then also being intentional and realizing that it's about you, it's not about them, and that taking responsibility for your feeling of jealousy and not allowing it to control the other person. You know, and to me, I think it'd be very valuable for me to say to my ex-wife that, you know, maybe talking about the jealousy that I was experiencing, but then just also in that conversation, and, you know, from my part saying, you know, I don't want you to be changing anything that you're doing. You are not responsible for my jealousy, but that's something that I'm experiencing, and I just want to be open and vulnerable with you about like a painful experience that I am going through, and I'm working on processing it, and, you know, going about it the best way I know how, so that I can resolve those inner feelings and really come out the other side being, feeling stronger, feeling more love-based, and not being controlled by fear. So anyways, I hope this was valuable to you. You know, like I said, it's super uncomfortable me talking about this, but I'm definitely noticing that I'm getting more comfortable in my discomfort, in the, you know, outside my comfort zone. So I hope this inspires and encourages you to be doing the same thing, to be getting outside of your comfort zone, talking about the things that you fear, you know, facing your fears, and, you know, sharing with people that have earned your trust. You know, talk to them about these things that you're experiencing, those really deep, hurtful, painful feelings even that you're having. You know, go ahead and share that with someone, like I said, that has earned your trust, that is loving and accepting towards you, that can have empathy and compassion for you. I think that is super valuable. So but yes, thank you so much. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. Like I said, get out of your comfort zone, do things that are expanding you in new and exciting ways, and I will see you next time on the next video, where I am going to be sharing things that are fearful for me and uncomfortable for me, and by doing so, practicing being outside of my comfort zone and getting more comfortable with it. So, all right, bless you. Hope you have a beautiful day. Farewell. Bye.